I monetized a faceless YouTube channel in 39 days. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it step by step. I know a lot of you out there are struggling with your YouTube channels. You're either struggling to get 1,000 subscribers, maybe you're struggling to get the 4,000 hours of watch time. To give you guys a quick rundown on the kind of the stats that I kind of spit out after this experiment, it took me about 42 videos posted to reach full monetization. Okay, in terms of views, I reached about 55,000 views. Once I hit 55,000 views, that's pretty much when I hit over 4,000 watch hours. Okay, now my best performing video length, that means how long my top performing videos on this brand, on this new Faceless channel was about 10 minutes. So those are just kind of a quick rundown. It took me about 42 videos. Average video length is about 10 minutes. Let's talk a little bit about how this works. So if you guys enjoy this content, smash the like button, right now. First off, first thing you need to do, you need to find a hungry market, okay? This is very important. This is the number one reason why a lot of you guys, your channels don't perform well. Even me, I was making this mistake in the past. You need to find a hungry market. So to give you guys a prime example, if you guys had like a restaurant, right, and you put your restaurant in like one of the most busiest restaurant areas in New York City, it's probably going to be hard to compete, right? Because there's a lot of other restaurants there. They're established. They have great reviews. Maybe they have patrons that have been eating at that restaurant for years. So it's going to be hard for you to gain market share. Now, let's say you took the same concept and you put a restaurant in New York City, but you put it in a busy area where there are no other restaurants. So then all of a sudden now your restaurant is getting all the foot traffic and all the sales and all the positive reviews because there's a bunch of hungry people there and there's no one to serve them. So this is kind of the same mindset we want to use when we're trying to grow fast on YouTube. We need to find a hungry market. That means a market of people, an audience, a group of people that share the same concerns, mindset, issues, dreams, and goals, but they're not being served. So the first thing I like to do is I like to head over to a place like Reddit, and I'd like to look at popular subreddits. Why? Because subreddits are a great example of a hungry market, right? People join subreddits because they want to talk about certain topics. For example, there's a Bitcoin subreddit. There's an MSTR stocks subreddit. There's a Passport Bros subreddit. They have subreddits for, red pill content. I have travel subreddits, right? Countries, certain countries. So you want to find a hungry market. So you find a subreddit that has a lot of passionate people, a lot of posts. Try to find a subreddit with at least like 3,000 to 4,000 members. And then you want to try to see if that content is being served on YouTube. So what I call this is like a content gap in a hungry market. So you have a hungry market, for example, like Bitcoiners that want a lot of content on Bitcoin, on Reddit, but when you go over to YouTube, maybe you don't see that content. So that's kind of the first signal I look for. A hungry market. I see a lot of comments, a lot of posts, a lot of passion. Preferably the people are older, spend a little bit of money, and they're not being served on YouTube. So then what we want to do is we want to niche that down even further. So like, for example, if we find a subreddit, right, about Bitcoin, well, you could talk about Bitcoin on YouTube like I do, but it's really hard to stand out, right? You've got so many other YouTubers out there talking about Bitcoin. So perhaps in order for your channel to go further quicker, instead of specifically talking about Bitcoin, maybe you could talk about a sub niche under Bitcoin, right? So maybe you could specifically talk about Bitcoin treasury stocks, right? So for example, you could talk about, something else. Instead, you could talk about Bitcoin mining, right? You could talk about earning Bitcoin, or your channel could be based around ways to earn Bitcoin. Another example, a sub niche within Bitcoin. Okay, instead of talking about Bitcoin outright, you could specifically focus on, events surrounding Bitcoin, right? So it could be like Bitcoin news, something like that, right? You want to pick a subtopic because when you pick a subtopic, YouTube is going to understand what your channel is about better, and they'll be able to better serve your content on the YouTube homepage and in browsing recommendations. So in my experience, I've gotten the majority of my traffic from just the YouTube homepage and just from browsers, right? That means when YouTube thinks my video is good, it's good quality, it's good retention rate, people are enjoying the video, they're not watching it for like 30 seconds and leaving, they're more likely to show my video to more people. but it's only possible because I'm not talking about everything. I'm focused on a specific sub niche topic. Okay, so now what we also want to do is we don't want to just go out there blindly and start making videos. That's another big mistake I see. We want to use AI, and I personally use Chat GPT. I pay $20 for a personal Chat GPT Plus plan. It's worth every dollar, guys. Okay, you're going to use Chat GPT to research YouTube titles. YouTube titles, topics, and thumbnails. Okay, why? Because Chat GPT is so smart, guys. Okay, I underestimated the power of Chat GPT for years. I tried to create titles on my own. Just recently, I started using Chat GPT to create all my titles. I'll go into Chat GPT. I'll say something like, create a YouTube title talking about XYZ. Then I'll take a look. Chat GPT will usually give me like 5 or 10 examples. I'll look at the examples I like the most, and I'll ask it, what are the chances of this title getting at least 10,000 views, 100,000 views, and then going from there. Use AI to create your titles, guys, and come up with ideas. The amount of like titles that Chat GPT gave me that at first I thought were terrible, and then I put them on YouTube and they did really well, is astounding. So use AI to help speed this up. Don't try to do everything yourself, especially when it comes to good titles and good thumbnails and thumbnail text. Use ChatGPT. To create my thumbnails, I actually use Canva. Okay, you can use Canva. I think it's like 30 bucks a month, but you can actually use the free plan. Canva's great. All I did was simply ask GPT to create me a thumbnail template, and then I just simply changed the text. So when you're growing a faceless channel, people aren't really seeing your face. They're really kind of falling in love with your voice and your content. So I think that's an opportunity where you could be a little bit kind of lax on your thumbnails. They don't really have to look so high quality, because a faceless channel, the quality is going to be in your voice and in your content, right? Not people actually looking at you. Okay. So then the fourth thing I want to talk about is uploading consistently. Guys, you need to treat YouTube like a business, and that means consistent uploads. You can't upload once a month or once a year. A lot of YouTubers, you go to their channel and the upload consistency is awful. You just don't have an idea. So what worked with this channel that got monetized so quickly is I uploaded at least one video every business day. So Monday through Friday, I made sure that the people on this channel got at least one video to watch. And what this did is it built kind of rapport, and it gave people something to look forward to. I also made sure I had at least one video posted before business hours opened at 9 a.m. to give some people something to watch in the morning. And then I also, if it was like I had some creative idea, or maybe the first video didn't get as many views, I would post a second video after business hours, after 5 p.m. that my viewers could watch. This helped a lot and it helped boost my views, okay? But whatever schedule you do, whether you do daily uploads, which I like, which daily during the weekdays. And another thing is with this Faceless channel, I don't upload on the weekends. Okay, so now the niche for this Faceless channel is personal finance. It's finance related. So, a lot of people on the weekends, they're not really trading stocks or thinking about crypto. They're spending time with their friends and their families and just unwinding from work. But for this particular niche, it's finance related, I had to post every business day. You guys can tailor your upload schedule based on your niche, but make sure whatever it is, make sure it's consistent and you stick to it. Fifth thing is you need to build a community, okay? Try to respond to comments as soon as possible. Use the comments for video ideas and products, okay? I was able to create a digital product that earned over $1,000 with this same channel, not including the ad revenue. I'm going to show you guys a video on that, how I sell products. But once you start talking to your community, you can kind of figure out some of their problems and their issues. And when you see the same problem coming up over and over again, that's a signal that you need to create something. So it could be a video course, it could be an ebook, a spreadsheet, whatever the solution is. You need to create something to sell it to your audience, help build that community. And once you have a product, they're actually going to see you as an expert. And this helped my channel grow even faster, because a lot of the other channels in my niche, they don't have a product, so they can't position themselves as much as authority as I can. And then the last tip I'll say about getting monetized fast is use data to make smart decisions on your channel. Guys, use the YouTube analytics data. You should be using data at least once a week to make decisions. For example, how did I figure out my most popular videos would be 10 minutes? Because I used my YouTube analytics. I saw that around the 9 to 10 minute mark, that's the videos that got the most views. So I stuck to that. I tried to make all of the videos on the channel between 8 to 10 minutes. Not only am I able to put pre-roll ads in the video, but the viewers like it. And they even said so in the comments that they wanted shorter videos. So once again, that kind of ties back into listening to your community, listening to your audience. Use the data. That includes data in your analytics and comments, but use everything to make business decisions. Another data point I used was looking at the audience times when they're on YouTube. So you can find this information in your YouTube analytics. Okay, you just go to analytics and then you click audience, and it'll give you all this information about when your audience is online the most. So I used that information to find the best times to post, which in my opinion was when my audience woke up on New York time, like around 7 to 9 a.m. And then when I get home from work. Now, I also found out that there's a lot of people on YouTube in the afternoon as well. So if there's like some breaking news or something like that, I'll try to post a video in the afternoon. But in my personal opinion, for Faceless channels, it's been 7 to 9 a.m. is a hot spot, 12 to 2 p.m., and something like 6 to 8 p.m. Those are like the hot spots for my particular niche. But go to YouTube Analytics, go to the Audience tab, check it out for yourself, see which time frames your audience is on, and make sure you're publishing there. Another thing that you can use to get monetized a lot faster is something I like to call piggybacking on videos. So if you post a video on a topic or using like ChatGPT and you come up with a good title, you post this video, it does really well, the next video should piggyback from the previous video. So don't just let that topic go, because if the topic or the video got a lot of views, that means people are really interested in it. You can get a lot of views too by just making a quick follow-up video. So I would just do something like, the same topic part 2. Or, if someone said something in the comments on the previous video, I would just make another video responding to that. Piggyback off a hot topic so you can stack up your views and get your watch time up quickly. Once you're fully monetized, you can experiment more, but at this point now, you're trying to get monetized as fast as possible. I did it in 39 days. Hopefully, if you guys take some of the tips I show you in this video, you'll do it much faster. And finally, wrapping things up, I would really say, please, 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 focus on your audience. Don't try to be like every other YouTuber. Don't try to copy other people's videos. Don't try to get frustrated if you're not growing right away. Focus on your audience, guys. And that goes back to good market research, making sure you have a hungry audience that is present in other places online like X, like Reddit, right? There's other YouTube channels. Once you find that hungry market and you start serving them and you start really focusing on what they want and their problems and giving them solutions, that's when your channel is going to blow up. Because at the end of the day, you need people to watch your videos, and they're only going to watch your videos if they find like they're either being entertained or they're learning something or they're getting some value out of your videos. So as long as you're focusing on your audience, you're making sure your content is made for them, your channel should have no problems growing, because let's be honest, guys, YouTube is littered with mediocre channels. So if you have a decent channel that focuses on a hungry market, a sub-niche topic, and you produce content like crazy, even if your channel is faceless, you don't need to show your face, you're going to do well. And I've done this before. And actually, I started a second channel using this same strategy, but on a different sub-niche, and the channel's grown even faster than this channel. So this proves that faceless channels can still make money on YouTube. You just have to respect the algorithm. It respects channels that are hyper-focused on a single sub-niche topic or an audience, and these broad-based channels that talk about everything, those are going to be really hard to monetize. So like I said, guys, if you guys need help getting monetized your YouTube channel, reach out to me, okay? You guys can send me an email. I'd be happy to give you guys one-on-one consultations, do my best to help you guys out, or just leave a comment, in the comment section. I'll do my best to respond to it. But like I said, this strategy is working for you well. I don't know how long it's working. The YouTube algorithm is unpredictable, but so far this is doing like gangbusters. Hope you guys found some value in this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm about to wrap things up. That's all I got until see you guys in the next one. Take care.